I wish you Happy New Year. If you'd like to get more tips and motivation on how to grow your business for 2021, subscribe to Bella Networking Podcast, which is found on Google, or search in any of your favorite podcast apps. So, Stefan, on this episode of Just Ask Bella, what is your question?
It's a bit of a naughty question.
Okay.
But I'm sure you'll have an answer.
Well, I hope so.
In this Trumpian
right.
Brexit world, with everything in turmoil, how can we best prepare ourselves for the unexpected?
Thank you for listening to episode 24 of hashtag Just Ask Bella. Do you have a question for hashtag Just Ask Bella that I can answer? Drop me an email to podcast@turncoffeeintoclients.com. I'm your podcast host, Bella Networking speaker and podcaster. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, searching Bella Networking Guru. So, Stefan, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hello, yes, I'm Stefan Lubomirski Deveau.
Thank you, Stefan. So, Stefan, my goodness, how long have we known each other now? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it must be getting on for 8 or 10 years.
Well, you have done many photography events for my networking events, and I do treasure a lot of that photography you've done.
Thank you.
Who are some of your other clients you have worked with over the decades, years of experience you've had?
I was quite lucky early on, very soon after I started my photography business. I did the official portrait of HRH, the Duke of Kent.
Wow.
In Kensington Palace. Thanks to a rather tenuous link of my aristocratic Polish forebears, that the Duke of Kent's parents, when they married and they honeymooned in Eastern Europe, and at a certain point in their honeymoon, they stayed with my grandparents on their estate in Poland.
Okay. That's really lovely to know. I didn't know that about you, Stefan. Okay.
And my father sort of kept up the contact to a very limited extent. He had a very interesting life. I could talk for the next 4 hours about my father. But so having the Duke of Kent as a client early on and being able to put that picture on my website obviously helped me get other clients.
Yes, definitely.
But probably the next best contract I had was a year's contract photographing a beautiful estate in Scotland.
Yes.
A wealthy family there, and photographing hunting, shooting, fishing, farming on an estate in Scotland, going up there every 2 or 3 months for 3 or 4 days and being served 30-year-old whiskies.
Your favourite?
Keep listening for the best advice, inspiration and call to action to get you on the road to where you want to be.
So, Stefan, on this episode of Just Ask Bella, what is your question?
It's a bit of a naughty question.
Okay.
But I'm sure you'll have an answer.
Well, I hope so.
In this Trumpian Brexit world, with everything in turmoil, how can we best prepare ourselves for the unexpected?
Right, so in this
Trumpian world, President Trump in control of the world.
And Brexit, how can we prepare ourselves? Right.
For the unexpected.
For the unexpected. Right, the very first thing I'll say is, as much as we might research, and there's lots of economics out there, we do not know what's going to happen. That's one thing, right? So it's like going on a date.
I thought you did.
No, it's like going on a date. That guy might be the hottest guy, she might be, but you don't know where it's going to go, right? But we hope for the best. So the thing is the hope, belief, and plan, okay? One of the biggest things I recommend everybody to do, whether you're a job hunting, wanting to change careers, wanting to get on the board, wanting to be an entrepreneur, if you are an entrepreneur, you want to grow, you have to now go and re-examine your relationships. Who do you have in your network, okay? And analyze, and maybe the hot, warm and cold, start categorizing them and start expanding your network right now.
Sure.
And get stronger relationships, because we don't know what's going to happen. So by business, which I believe is the definition of power of people, which also equals knowledge. So we really need to redefine who's in our network, why, and draw and create a stronger relationship so we're ready. Even it could be that we could be ready tomorrow and we get a news flash, or 2 months' time, 6 months, but a year. So right now it's about planning, believe, the hope, and get your relationships ready right now, this afternoon, when my Facebook show finishes. And if you don't know how to do it, then drop me a comment and I'll be so happy to answer those comments. So Stefan, thank you so much for being on my show. And we will always reconnect as we do. Guys, if it's okay with you, I would love to give an additional advancement in today's episode of Just Ask Bella. As you would have heard, Stefan's question and our discussion was around the time President Trump was in office. And a big shout out to Stefan, as Stefan now lives in Portugal. And actually, I'll reach out to Stefan and ask him if he would like to be a returning podcast guest to share his new life in Portugal, because I think that would be great for you guys and my global audience of listeners. Did you know Bella Networking Podcast is proudly sponsored by rareworldremovals.co.uk for all your New Year removal needs, whether you're moving home, a single room. The professional drivers with 13 years experience will be able to help you with any of your moving home needs with a competitive hourly rate. Visit rareworldremovals.co.uk. Mr. Donald Trump, President of the USA. In January 2021, Trump faces a second impeachment, and the new president-elect is Joe Biden. For your information, I will include a news coverage if you would like to understand a little bit more about what a second impeachment involves and the surrounding events that led to Donald Trump's second impeachment. Keep listening and stay tuned to the ending of the podcast, as this is a key moment in history for the USA and a current media topic globally. Stefan's question was so key. How do we prepare for the unexpected in this Trumpian world? I'd like you to take away from this episode of Just Ask Bella the power of networking and the importance of networking, whether it's a Trumpian world or the unexpected, a bit like the pandemic we're experiencing. You have got to review your network. You have got to have the element of hope, belief, and plan, because we never know what tomorrow brings. We cannot control what will happen. Using this example of a Trumpian world, we currently have a USA president, but unexpectedly, he may not be the USA president. And that goes the same within business. And your list of clients or your annual sales turnover may unexpectedly decline. Or you may wake up one morning to find out your business or your entrepreneurship has had a negative PR or press review. So my Just Ask tip of the day is network, network, network. Allocate time and schedule time to review business connections in your network. Network through the good times, network through the bad times. Do not wait until an unexpected challenge is faced in your business, commerce, job role, in your industry, or in your professional life. As a networking guru and professional keynote speaker for 13 years, I always teach my clients and my audience why you should not wait to the last minute to expand your address book of contacts. I love sharing my techniques with delegates on how to avoid these mistakes. To review your business connections, because you never know when an unexpected event may happen in business and you need another person to open a door for you. Just like the Trumpian environment that we are watching on every global news channel. Believe me, Donald Trump right now is asking himself the very same question. Who do I have in my network that can elevate me out of this unexpected situation? And I'm sure Donald Trump is maximizing his networking right now to try and attract new business connections, to find the right business networking contact who will help him and open the right doors as he faces a second impeachment.
Coming up.
As promised, news coverage. If you would like to understand the current status of Donald Trump's second impeachment.
Breaking news from Washington.
The president's words this morning only add to the urgency of the Democratic push now to remove him in his final days. In his first public appearances since a mob of his supporters ransacked the United States Capitol, the president said he wants no more violence. But missing was any contrition. Instead, the President of the United States defending the indefensible, saying his send-off to the march on that Capitol was pitch perfect.
What I said was totally appropriate, and if you look at what other people have said, politicians at a high level, about the riots during the summer, the horrible riots in Portland and Seattle and various other places, that was a real problem, what they said. But they've analyzed my speech and my words and my final paragraph, my final sentence, and everybody to the T thought it was totally appropriate.
Everybody, or just about everybody anyway, of course, says just the opposite.
So Democrats today introducing a single article of impeachment accusing President Trump of, quote, inciting violence against the government of the United States. The charge right now reads in part, President Trump gravely endangered the security of the United States and its institutions of government. He therefore betrayed his trust as president.
But so far, one Republican congressman has said publicly he's thinking about going further and voting for impeachment. If others join him, that could lead to more support for convicting President Trump in the Senate, where behind the scenes, Republicans are even more furious after new video showed just how much danger they were in.
Clerk will report the title of the resolution.
House Resolution 21, resolution calling on Vice President Michael R. Pence to convene and mobilize the principal officers of the executive departments of the Cabinet to activate Section 4 of the 25th Amendment to declare President Donald J. Trump incapable of executing the duties of his office and to immediately exercise powers as acting president.
Pursuant to Section 5A1B of the House Resolution 8, the House stands adjourned to 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Now, sources familiar with Pence's thinking tell NBC News he is not inclined to invoke the 25th Amendment. So the question becomes, what happens next? Well, assuming that Pence does not act, the House will begin debate on an impeachment resolution on Wednesday, heading toward a possible vote later that day where it is expected to pass. So what's still uncertain is when the House would deliver the article to the Senate for a trial and how that vote would play out. It is unlikely any proceedings would begin in the Senate until next week, and that, Chanel, is, of course, the week of Joe Biden's inauguration.
Subscribe to Bella Networking Podcast, which is found on Google, or search in any of your favorite podcast apps. Thank you for listening to episode 24 of #Just Ask Bella. Do you have a question for #Just Ask Bella that I can answer? Drop me an email to podcast@turncoffeeintoclients.com. I'm your podcast host, Bella Networking speaker and podcaster. I bring you 13 years of business networking experience, working as a professional networking speaker and online mentor. If you are searching for a professional speaker for your next event or online audience, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, searching Bella Networking Guru. I look forward to seeing you in my next podcast episode. Bella Networking Podcast is proudly sponsored by Rare World Removals co.uk for all your New Year removal needs, whether you're moving home, a single room. The professional drivers with 13 years experience will be able to help you with any of your moving home needs with a competitive hourly rate. Visit Rare World Removals co.uk.